top of this card, it says, make sure you're on his right side. Don't panic. The only time you really live fully is from 30 to 60. The young are slaves to dreams, the old servants of regrets. Only the middle-aged have all their five senses in the keeping of their wits. William Harvey Allen, 1933. About.com defines a eulogy as a well-crafted speech intended to commemorate a loved one who has died. It is usually presented at a memorial service or funeral by someone who was close to the deceased and knows them well. We fucked that one up. It goes on to say that writing and delivering a eulogy is truly an honor, and it is an opportunity for you to bring the deceased person back into the minds of those in attendance. Why would you want to do that? And rates its difficulty as average. It does not, however, include the suggestion that at no point should you use the word fuck, and under no circumstances should it be a roast of the deceased. As these parameters were not defined, I give you Justin Beardsley, fucking asshole. Justin Beardsley was born 30 years ago on October 7th, 1981. And today we remember him for the 9/11 hero that he was. Justin shares a birthday with the following people. Caesar Rodney, American lawyer in the Continental Congress. Vladimir Lodachowski, Polish-Austrian director of the Society of Jesus. Nobel Prize laureate Niels Bohr, scientist with the Manhattan Project.
Oh, nice.
Dwayne Esper, American film director of exploitation films. Heinrich Himmler. There's a history buff behind me. Heinrich Himmler was the Reichsfuhrer of the SS, oversaw the Gestapo, and one of the persons most directly responsible for the Holocaust.
Winner.
National Security Council staff member Oliver North. Involved in the clandestine sale of weapons to Iran and diverting the proceeds from the arms sale to support the Contra rebel groups in Nicaragua. Vladimir Putin, current Russian Prime Minister and former President of the Russian Federation, and is currently running for a third term. Yo-Yo Ma. Simon Cowell. Dan Savage, American sex columnist and author. American singer Toni Braxton. Perfect. Chirp. Chirp. No one? And finally, Rachel Marie Oberlin, better known as Brie Olson, American pornographic actress and most famous for being one of Charlie Sheen's goddesses.
Oh! Yeah.
So I wanted to find a way to commemorate this auspicious day, and I went looking for other tragic events that occurred on October 7th besides Justin's birth. October 7th, 3761 BC, the origin of the modern Hebrew calendar. 1542, explorer Cabrillo discovers Santa Catalina Island off the coast of California. 1868, Cornell University holds opening day ceremonies. Initial student enrollment is 412, the highest in American university. 1916, Georgia Tech defeats Cumberland University, the most lopsided college football game in history, 222 to 0. 1933, Air France is inaugurated. 1949, East Germany is founded. 1958, the U.S. manned spaceflight project is renamed Project Mercury. 1960, Nigeria joins the United Nations. 1963, John F. Kennedy signs the ratification of the Partial Test Ban Treaty. 1971, Oman joins the United Nations. 1977, the adoption of the Fourth Soviet Constitution. Now, as boring as that might have all been, You may be thinking none of that was tragic, and certainly not nearly as tragic as Justin's birth. However, you may have also noticed that none of that was after Justin was born. Here's the noteworthy event. According to Wikipedia, here is almost the complete list of things that happened on October 7th, post-1981. Justin's first birthday. Cats opens on Broadway and runs for nearly 18 years. Justin's fourth birthday. The cruise liner Achille Lauro is hijacked by the Palestine Liberation Front, and the Mame's landslide kills close to 300 in the worst landslide in North American history. Justin's 10th birthday. Yugoslav People's Army airstrikes on the official residence of the government of Croatia. Justin's 12th birthday. The Great Flood of 1993 ends in St. Louis, Missouri after 103 days. Justin's 20th birthday, my favorite. The U.S. invasion of Afghanistan begins in an air assault with covert operations on the ground. And Justin's 23rd birthday, the weirdest one. King Norodom Sihanouk of Cambodia ends his Guinness Book of World Records 63-year-long streak as the politician who has served the world's biggest variety of political offices when he abdicates October 7th, 2004. Now, here we are at Justin's 30th birthday. 307 million people live in the United States. The national debt is $14.8 trillion, or $47,000 apiece. Occupy Wall Street protests have just gone national. Global temperatures have spiked since 1960. National employment is 9.1%. Michael Bay keeps making bad movies and raping my childhood. Fox News, and Steve Jobs is dead.
Too soon.
Don't panic. Which brings us up to today. When I started writing this, I actually started with the cliche line. In doing the research required for this, I learned more about him than I ever wanted to know. I actually wrote that first. In actuality, when I started doing the research required for this, I learned fuck all about Justin. Justin is an incredibly boring man to internet stuff. A list of things I learned from the internet before begging Ellen to help me. Justin has a thing for hats. A Google image search of funeral with the safe search off does not yield naked pictures. Justin is a snowboarder.
Yeah, kind of.
By comparison, Ellen is a much kinder and more vulnerable person than Justin. But then by comparison, so am I. And so is Willie Horn and the entire cast of Jersey Shore. Half the pictures of my mother on Facebook include me. 2 are of Justin and me. None are of Justin and my mother.
Yay.
Justin has 137 Facebook friends as of today. My mother has 147. This begs the question, who the hell are all of you? Promise booze and everyone will come to your party no matter how lame you are. Who are we talking about? Justin, right. Justin was born in Houston, Texas, and has lived in San Diego, Texas, Las Vegas, Texas, Florida, New Orleans, Texas, and Los Angeles. Do not live in the same town as Justin Beardsley. In 2004, he lived in Florida, Hurricane Charlie. In 2005, he lived in New Orleans, Hurricane Katrina. September 11th, 2011. Lightning sparks brush that burns over 30,000 acres in 2 days. Where? Kern County, California. Somewhere in all of this traveling, Justin learned to write. He is nothing if not a writer, minus good punctuation grammar. He also has a Facebook photo album titled "Sometimes I Clean Up." And yet he still looks like a tool in all the pictures. I did, however, find something Justin wrote that was actually quite true and a bit profound, surprisingly about himself, and I'd like to read it to you if I may. Don't panic. I'm an asshole. Not so coincidentally, that's the title of this next section. I'm an asshole. When he moved to LA, Justin was working/living at Extra Large Technology. Justin would bring dates back to the office. I'm told you should not eat lunch at their conference table. In a karaoke contest, this lead singer of a band was kicked off stage by the judges. The first time Justin got wasted, he was convinced he'd been drugged. Following his consumption of, quote, a shit ton of booze, this self-proclaimed pastafarian proceeded to lift his arms and face to the sky and scream to God. This man has been roofied, maced, arrested in a water fountain, and committed to a mental institution. All in the same night. However, through all of my time with Justin, I have learned a few good things about him. He is startlingly good at foosball, and he is definitely not lactose intolerant. Intelligent, opinionated, sarcastic. Nerd, geek, and dork all at once. Justin is, even at 30, everything I look for in a boyfriend, actually. Seriously, I would like to chastise the redhead who kept us apart for so long. And thank the other who brought us together. As I said, Justin is nothing if not a great writer. Give him the subject and a laptop, and he'll write you up a storm. I would like to conclude with some of Justin's own words. The subject is turning 30. The best thing I could say is that I've learned to remember how little control I have over my life. From choosing a career to frequently moving or having my plans destroyed by a natural disaster. And of course, my life has always been severely altered by events beyond my control. There was a time when I wrestled with this. The idea that I could not make a specific set of plans and actually follow through with them to the end was not acceptable to my freshly minted adult mind. You must have control, you must have a goal, and you must achieve it. Many years and many events later, I have learned how to loosen my grip. Guide, but don't steer. Take notice, but don't panic. Maybe the goal one day is to be able to completely let go. He says, your birthday wishes were amazing. It is always an incredible day when you get to see how many great people there are that you have the privilege to call your friend. May you all live forever. Well done. Happy birthday.
Apparently I'm supposed to do something. He's got me all weepy-eyed and laughing too hard.